Hi guys, I'm back again for the weekly oracle reading. For those of you who are just tuning into my channel, welcome. I'm Anne, and in this video I'm going to be giving a general love reading focusing on divine counterparts, and that includes soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, and even all love relationships that you're involved in. I invite you to stay tuned and watch. I'm sure there's a message for you because you've landed here. Okay, so let me just show you a little of what I have on my kind of like my lap desk. I have two different decks that I laid out, and I laid out 4 cards. So divine masculine, divine feminine. Take what resonates with you and just leave what doesn't. The messages come in from the divine, from me to give to you. It's not me telling you. Just use them from what you're getting from the messages. So the first card that I got for the divine masculine, letting go. Very beautiful card, as you can see. Letting go and releasing basically is something what the divine masculine is doing. Emotional release, it says on the bottom of this card. Divine masculine right now is going through a series of changes because of a lot of changes, I guess, in all of us. And when we see a lot of letting go and releasing, that's the way the pattern has been since the past few weeks. It's been like a sudden release and let go and feeling of, starting over kind of thing. But first there's internal stuff that needs to, kind of like heal up. Something has to be like pulled away before anything new can come in. So there's a lot of energy that it's hard to describe, but there's a lot of energy that's been like really heavy burdening divine masculines, and they hold on to a lot. And when they hold on to a lot, they run or they try to like push it away, and they don't acknowledge what their inner truth is. And that's a big factor here when you're involved in a relationship, when you're not truthful. And they seem to be going through that right now. They seem to be holding on to a lot that they need to release. And the next card for divine masculine is intimacy. Very, very beautiful card. I love this card. The feeling of intimacy is not necessarily just intimacy in a sexual way, but actually being close to somebody, being, physically close or spiritually close. It's that energy that we need. And I know it's difficult right now with everything that's going on, that it's hard to be that closeness, that to be there, especially if you're far apart or if you're not able to be with that person in whatever reason. The intimate energy right now is bringing divine masculine back, bringing them to the point where they're coming to the point where they're hitting rock bottom, where they're letting go of all this emotional energies that has been holding them back from actually starting over again. It's not easy, okay? If you're involved in a relationship and that person just seems like they're like dragging their feet. They're not coming forward. They're not moving forward. They're not coming towards you the way you're coming towards them. Take a step back. Take like a big step back. Don't put too much pressure on, it has to happen this way, because when we say letting go, like I said, a lot of times that's talking about what we need to do in order for us to empower ourselves. If we're not letting go and they're not letting go, well, it's going to be the same vicious cycle going around in circles. It's time to start over again. It's time for new beginnings to reestablish itself, as you can see in this beautiful card. And you know what? Like you see the 2 rabbits and the fairy in the middle, and I think that's a deer. The animals are beautiful. Nature. I love this card. Take a fresh look at life. So maybe you're not looking at things with a fresh perspective. So when you're finding yourself going through a feeling of despair, like you're heavy burden, you're feeling heavy burden, overwhelmed, that's very common. That's very common right now, especially with these times. It's part of what you're going through in order to release all of that. If you don't release it, it's going to be stuck there. Everything goes through waves, We're seeing it like more and more and more. And you know what? When divine masculine goes through this wave, and if you're involved with that person and they're the divine masculine, you can see 1 step, 2 step, 1 step. And it's like a push and pull feeling. And you don't want to go through that for too long because it gets distracting. You wonder, is this a relationship that's going to ever unfold and come into something? But though here we are, I'm not going to say the times. I'm just going to say time passes by, and you wonder. You start to look around and say, "Is this the way it is, or is that just my imagination?" No, it's definitely something that's happening with the divine counterparts right now. It's definitely something's going on. Something's being released on both sides. That is, it's part of a transformation for divine masculine. That's beautiful. Also, I love this card. And you know what? Transformation doesn't necessarily mean, okay, they're going through a new beginning, because these are like, this is the way it was, stacked up. You can see it like that. So, new beginning because of the transformation beneath them. When this is occurring, something also has to take place, that the transformation has to go through challenges, and obstacles, and whatever they're facing. Maybe there's something that they're not realizing, and they're hitting a rock over and over. They're hitting rock bottom, but they come right back and they keep hitting rock bottom, and you wonder, when are they going to get it? When are they going to finally see the light? When are they going to finally see me? I mean, don't blame yourself if you're involved in this type of situation, or could be you're the one that keeps going back and forth, back and forth. Everybody is different. Like I said, I try to generalize it as much as I can, but you get the messages and you will understand what I'm talking about. It's all about focusing on the changes, the transformations, the new beginnings that you're going through. Whatever you're going through, they're going through. It kind of like interacts, like that person that you're involved with, losing my words, you're involved with. You may be finding yourself going back and forth with, are we ever going to make a relationship work? And then you pull back, or maybe you break up. And then you know what? You end up right back. And then you go right back. And then you pull back. And that's not a healthy relationship, okay? If you're going to pull back, if you're going to disconnect, or if you're going to break it off, you're going to break it off. Many times this happens out of ego. Ego. And we are still in Venus retrograde for a little while. So Venus retrograde can bring a lot of emotional off balances in a relationship. It could be your best friend, but actually what it does is it purges out a lot. And that's what a lot of people are going through right now. So with all of these new beginnings, there's a transformation, but the transformation sometimes is not very comfortable. The transformation can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of energy that you're holding back from is still locked up there. And they feel the same way, because sometimes what you're going through, they're going through the exact same thing, but in a different way. So don't underestimate that person isn't feeling anything. Remember, when it's a divine partnership, when you're connected, if you've connected with your twin flame, you all know that twin flames go through this together. Not everybody goes through it the same way. Remember, everybody is unique and everybody is different. So you can't compare what this person went through and what that person went through. Just focus on what you're going through, because that's very real. That's very much what you're mainly supposed to focus on. Divine feminines, trust the process. Your process right now may seem very brutal and very, very, very painful and very difficult, because divine feminines have been going through a lot of difficulties over the last few weeks. We've been seeing that as well. It's not a bad thing. It's not. It's just learning how to cope with it. If you're a divine feminine, you know what I'm talking about. Divine feminines, you know that you have to do stuff. You have to do something. If you're a divine masculine, you know that it's time to let go. So you have to work with yourself in a way where it's an energy balance, because energy balance is in all of us. If we don't get the energy aligning ourselves, our soul center, from the root all the way up to the crown, you know what happens? We end up finding ourselves just going around in circles, and we're scattered. Seriously, we are scattered, especially now with, like I said, with this pandemic and with everything that's going on with Venus retrograde, and there's other planets that are in the retrograde right now. It's just, it's getting to the point where we all want to just get out. And you know what? It's a good time to get out. I mean, of course, in moderation. Spend time in nature as much as you can, because it'll help you balance. It'll help you get what you need to get. I know Reiki treatment can really help right now with a lot of people, but I know sometimes it's hard to get to a Reiki practitioner right now, but there's also long distance healers out there. So whatever that is, whoever you know, whatever you're doing for yourself, it's time to do it. And if you can find somebody to do it, and if it's somebody that is, willing to, meet with you or whatever. I don't know what the guidelines are, and everybody's state is different. I know we're restricted in so many different ways, and it's not a good time to focus on that, but focus on yourself to get yourself back in alignment. And I suggest, my suggestion, number one, I like to go into a park. I like to go where there's nature, where there's water. This is what cleanses me. I do sage cleansing every morning and in the afternoon as well, because I find that it just clears a lot. It's not mandatory, but I really like to do it because it helps me kind of like wake up the morning, like my morning coffee or my morning tea, I should say. I drink morning tea in my smoothie, but I do love coffee too. It's just that whatever it gets to take you to move forward, to get through it in the morning, and what works for you. Going in a park, leaning against a tree, leaning against some sand if you're near a beach, getting into some like grass, some ground, like take your shoes off. I know I love to do that. I have so much land back there that it's like forest sometimes, and I just embrace it. It's like an energy bath for me. So this is what I suggest, how to align yourself when you are feeling scattered. That's my quick way of, let me get myself back. And I meditate. Meditation is extremely, extremely important right now for both divine masculine and divine feminine. A lot of you ask me, how do I meditate? How do I find out how to meditate? What do I do to meditate? Well, I do want to make another channel that specifies exactly on meditation and maybe make some, like relaxing meditational type of videos. And I will. That's part of my plans from my planner. But for now, what I would suggest to do is get grounded first. Get grounded, like I talked about nature. And you know what? When you're feeling it and you're taking deep breaths, a lot of people like to do it with yoga. A lot of people like to do it with soft music, and just relax. Let your body just go, because basically meditation is going into your sacred self, sacred power inside you. When you can enlighten yourself and you can bring up that energy vibration, you know what happens? You feel like you're on top of the world. And I don't mean it in an egotistical way. I mean just, you know what? I see what's going on. And you know what? Like this outer world is just like so, it's just external. Keep it grounded, keep it light. Okay. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is really important. I can't read what's on the bottom, but I'm sure you guys could, and I will read that card for you. It's a very beautiful card. Compassion and kindness. Okay, forgiveness. Forgive yourself. You did not do anything wrong, divine feminines. Though sometimes you feel like maybe you're doing too much, or you're not doing enough, or you have past thoughts of things that happened and regrets. Yeah, it happens to all of us. It's not just in one particular energy, not just divine masculine or divine feminine, but actually with all of us. So forgiveness eternally is important right now. Forgiveness for whatever you think you've done, and release it. Let it go. It's part of letting go. Like this is the first card, and this is the card that's on the very end. I don't know if it's in the same order. So anyways, forgiveness as in you are now allowing yourself to love you. Loving yourself, giving yourself everything that you feel in your heart. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe you should have, could have, would have, whatever. You know what? You're here today and you can make it better tomorrow, or you can try to. That's the rule of thumb. Don't look at yesterday, because we're all going to make mistakes. That's the fun part about being human. We make mistakes. We are imperfect. We are not perfect. So keep that in mind when you are doing something in your life. A lot of times I have to pass this exam, or I have to do this. And why is this person not reaching out to me? What did I do so wrong? Did I say something? Did I not say something? Should I have said something? Like those words that are constantly being played in your head, don't let it happen right now. Don't allow it to keep pounding it into your mind that you did something wrong. You're just right now healing from that energy. You're letting go of that energy. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and love you. You know, self-love is really important, guys. It's so important right now, and it is so crucial. I'm telling you, you know, as we're, you know, right now in the smack middle of May, coming towards June, you know what? It's a fun time. You know, getting out there, gardening, planting seeds, really important. You know, it's been a lot of rain, and it's been a little cold, and it's been, you know, like not the weather we want up here in the north in Ohio, but I still get out there. You know, it's just, we can't have everything perfect, but we try. And that's why my point is that get out there and try. Even if you have just a little bit of space, you don't have a lot of space outdoors, that little bit of space is going to do the world of good for you, you know, and it's going to make you feel a lot better. Like I said, like lift up your vibration for your higher self to help kick it in. So get out there. It's a reflection now, reflecting time. Oh, it's beautiful. I love these cards. They're so mystical and so intense. They're just like you can gaze into them. Now, when I talk about reflection, you're looking at yourself, and self-doubt sometimes can come in there, and insecure energies for divine feminines. Yeah, it's not easy when you look at these things from the past and you start to pull them on yourself today, because what you're doing is you're pushing other people away. You're pushing people who care for you, who love you, who want to be with you. You're pushing them away because maybe you're scared, or maybe you don't think you're worthy or you deserve it. And you know what? You do. But when it's time for you to love yourself and give yourself the love that you know, that you feel in your heart, beautiful things happen, amazing things, magical things happen. But they can only happen when you allow them to happen. If you don't allow these things to happen in your life, the light, the reflection that you have inside, you're not letting yourself shine. And I always say this, I say this all the time, guys. There is a light inside of you. Trust me what I'm telling you. Just like you see a lot of light in my room, I have lots of light. I love light because it's very symbolic. Okay, it's symbolic to me, as in positivity, into God, into a higher power, into everything that our life force brings to us right now. You need to focus on that, because the light is what brings you out of the darkness. And I know a lot of you know this, but I have to say it all the time. Stop being hard on yourself, because you have done nothing wrong. You are a beautiful and amazing person, inside and out. And I'm telling you this with love, and I really mean it, because we are all connected and we are all united. And I love you guys. And you guys help me so much. You don't realize how much you help me just by you know, commenting and sharing with me your thoughts, and, you know, reaching out to me. It means a lot just for you watching me. And maybe you don't reach out to me. That's fine, because I can still feel your energy as you can feel mine, because it's an energy exchange. And that's mainly why I do these videos, because I have people who that give me so much light, and I give them back. And people that come to me, you know, like, I've been watching you for so many years, and, you know, I just wanted to reach out. Thank you. That's wonderful. And I know a lot of people don't have to do this. And you know what? Just by you being here every week, or you just started being here, I hope you can, you know, watch me again. It means a lot to me. Just by, I'm honored. In other words, I'm honored, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because it does shape my life in so many different ways. And it's a beautiful thing with this, you know, with we have this power of the internet, of these social media platforms. We use them for our advantage, especially when we don't socialize much. And, you know, I can tell you right now, it's not easy, but you know what? It's easy when people like you, people that we all have around us, even outside world, inside world, we all stick together. And I appreciate you. I really, really do. Okay. So lots of messages, and I felt it. I really did. I hope you did too. I hope it resonated with you. Sometimes it's good to rewatch the video, maybe at another time if it's not resonating with you, or just watch it in general, because believe what I'm telling you, messages sometimes don't come out the way they should when you don't watch it, when you watch it the first time, because your mind might be closed or might be some ego, but though you can relate to it, but it's not resonating. I've always found a lot of times I watched a video a second time that I get more out of it. Also take down notes. And that's very helpful. Also, if you would like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer phone chat and email readings. The links are down below in the description area. Also, check out my other videos and my blogs. I have several articles that you can read to understand about, what maybe you're going through. Also, what else do I have? My social media platforms. I hope we can be friends, follow each other on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter. Yeah. So many of them out there, right? Okay, but they're fun. I enjoy all of them. I haven't been engaging a lot, guys, lately because I've been super busy with outdoor activities, with family, with my own, stuff with clients and, just in general, just everything. It just seems like the day just goes by, but I always have time to make these videos and, come out to you guys and, when we chat maybe on Instagram, Facebook, DM, instant messenger, whatever they call it, Facebook Messenger, I'm always welcoming you guys because I love you guys. I really do. So thank you all for your comments, shares, likes, and just reaching out to me in general because it means the world to me. It really does. If you know anybody that can benefit from this reading video, I'm losing my words. Feel free to share, and I hope it can help that person too as well. I think that's it. Oh, and one more thing. A lot of you have been asking me about Toto. He's getting super big. Today he is, I believe, 13 weeks old. So he is getting big and he's a little biter. It's a little Yorkie, but he likes to bite a lot. So I'm just staying a little bit of distance, just letting him get the teething thing out. I want to bring him out over here, but he's like all over the place. You know how Yorkies are. Kisses is a Westie. She's more calm. She loves him, by the way. So you guys can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I basically have separate channels for them, and you can email me or whatever and I'll give them to you. But anyways, love you guys. God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, namaste.